Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing great on this Saturday morning. What I want to talk today about is your service area. How far from where you're at, from your main hub, should you extend your service area? How far should you hit? What areas should you hit? That's what I want to talk to you about today because I see a lot of people doing it incorrectly. The way we approached our service area is one of the reasons we're so much larger than anybody else in our area. And there are people that started the exact same time that have since gone out of business or have stayed about the same size, whereas we've ballooned. So before we get to that, I want to tell you about some exciting news with JRA. This week, our very first business package customer opened up on Wednesday. That is Altitude Hauling in Denver, Colorado. Check them out, altitudehauling.com. Brandon and Janae came in for training about 2 weeks ago. Just got them open this week, this Wednesday. Guys, they already booked 10 jobs. 10 jobs. Just very, very excited. They're using our call center this week. Janae's last day at work was yesterday, and she's going full time on this. Brandon was planning on working. We're bringing him so much work now. I think he's going to have to probably go full time as well. Just a hell of a launch. 10 jobs in 10 book jobs in about a 3-day span. So that's an incredible launch. I want to welcome, we got a couple companies coming on board with us in West Palm Beach, Harrisburg, and Cleveland for pay per job. And then, of course, Junkco there in Louisville. Always appreciate Blake's business. He was the first person to come on board with pay per job. We got interest all around the country right now. We're bringing people on just as fast as we can. Guys, that is an exclusive. Right now, it's an exclusive in a market as long as you can meet certain parameters. We're coming to your market. Work with us, or we're going to be working with one of your competitors. Work with us on pay per job. There's 20 to 50 jobs per month, possibly more, depending on your market. So check that out go to the new junkremovalauthority.com, junkra.com website, and check out pay per job. That's the other little bit of news we have is the new JRA site is up. We are continually adding more information. It's available at junkra.com. I was at the beach much of this week. We were planning on coming back today. I was itching to get back to it. So Thursday night, I worked a lot throughout the week at the beach. But Thursday evening, I told my wife, I said, let's get the hell home. I said, we got work to do. So, we got something exciting we're working on, last year with Junk Doctors, I could have headed off the beach. I could have been there a week. It was on cruise control, and I didn't really like that, but I could relax. I'm so fired up to really just help as many people as we can right now. I had to get back. There's so much stuff to do. So, and then next week, either Wednesday or Thursday, heading up to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Aaron, our marketing director, will be coming with us to get great content, to see everybody. I tell everybody all the time, get around people with money. Get around people with wealth. There's gobs of it there. Guys, I'm talking $500,000 planes, $1 million planes, $50 million planes on display. People fly in. You can look at them. Thousands of aircraft, over 1 million admissions, over 1 million people pass through those gates. I think it's like 400,000 unique visitors and over 1 million people actually pass through the gates, or 1 million people walk in the gates, however many times. So largest air show in the world. I'll be there either Wednesday or Thursday through Sunday. Going to work throughout. Get great content throughout, and we're gonna have some great stuff coming up. But hey, let's get to the topic of the hour, and that is service area. So far too many people want to do too small of a service area, whereas at Junk Doctors and Junk Removal Authority, we recommend a huge service area, really large service area. We want to be able to service everybody. So what you need to do to accommodate that is you have a base service area. Junk Doctor's base area is 50 miles. If you only have one truck, that's probably too large. Your base area at that point, depending on your area, like Denver, for example, his base area is about 30 miles. Some areas you could have at 35, 40. Some areas might need to be 20 or 25. So you have your base service area, and then you have an extended area where your pricing is higher for you to go to that particular area. And maybe instead of in your base area, you book a 2-hour arrival window. Maybe in your extended area, you just have an ASAP slot. We'll get to you as soon as we can, or it's a 4-hour arrival window. You set the parameters in that that farther site. One of the main reasons you want to make sure you go to those areas is a lot of times those suburbs, those surrounding areas from your hub, from the main city, a lot of times there's a lot of money. In North Carolina, we've got some major money right outside. In Denver, Brandon, Altitude Hauling, we mentioned him earlier, had a job, is having a job this morning. It was about 32 miles from, it was about a 45-minute drive. He initially was talking about not doing it. I said, no. I said, this is what we talked about in your extended service area. You just charge them more. And so what I was like, dictate your terms. I was like, there's a good chance nobody's servicing that area. He found you. He needs that stuff gone. And that particular area in Denver, it's Castle Rock. Castle Rock is a very wealthy area. Lots of money in Castle Rock. And I said, you got to go. So, you really need to go there. So I told him, I said, call him up, tell him you'll do the job, but it's a full load minimum, $500. You're not going to go there for less than $500. And gave him a call, talked to him. He was good with it. He said, come on out. So he's on the schedule for this morning. That job's probably, let's see, it's 10:45 Eastern time, so it's 8:45 there. It's an 8 to 10 job, so he's there right now no, I'm sorry, it was for last night. So he did that job last night. So it was last night. It was a 5 to 7 p.m. time slot last night where he took care of that customer on that minimum. Dictate your terms, but don't tell them no. We don't ever tell any of our customers no for the most part. If somebody calls us up, JRA or junk doctors, and they want something done, we say, yeah, we can do it. We're your guy. We're your company. But, for us to do it, this is what you're looking at as far as cost. And we just don't, it doesn't bother us. For us, this is what it's worth it for us to do it. If it's worth that price to the customer to pay us to come do that, then great. Everything's good. Everything's hunky-dory. If it's not, we don't go. So dictate your terms. You can take it or leave it. It's outside of your normal area. You can take it or leave it. Guys, we've gone up to 2.5 hours away from a location to do a job multiple times. But we dictate our terms. If we're going to go hour and a half, 2.5 hour down the road, it's going to be a $1,000 minimum. And you're going to pay that $1,000 up front before we even get on the road. So you're going to make a credit card payment right now. It's $1,000, and we'll get out of your way. And we say it more polite than this, but if they don't want to do it, we say we're sorry. This is a haul for us. We have a lot of expense to get out there. We need that money before we show up on site, just in case something falls through. So it's $1,000 for the first load. First load is $1,000. After that, it's as long as the landfill rates around there are normal to what we're used to, then it's regular rates for any loads afterwards. But it's $1,000 for that first full load. And, we don't get a tremendous amount of jobs with those terms, those far away, but we do get some. And, we've gone places before and gotten 2 truckloads. It took us maybe 2.5 hours of loading, and, we brought home $1,500. So, it was a long period of time. I mean, it was 6 hours. So it was the majority of the day that they were gone, but it was $1,500. We'd like to see our trucks make anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a day local. They brought that in on one trip. Only had limited disposal fees. Fuel cost was a bit higher, but I said $1,200, $1,500, $1,000 to $1,500 is what we shoot for per truck per day. And some days you might have $800, and some days you might have $2,000. But we like to see in a range each of our crews earn between $1,000 to $1,500 per day is what we shoot for. Anyway, just don't turn away business. You can talk to anybody that works for us, and they'll tell you one of the things I'll freak out over, man. I'll go crazy is if I hear somebody say we don't service that area. I say, what do you mean we don't service that area? Just because it pops up on our scheduling software that's outside of our service area, that don't mean we don't service them. Somebody calls from Washington, D.C. There is a price. We will go to D.C., or now we're going to find one of our JRA partners. We're going to find somebody in that area to take that business. But y'all too quick to tell you customers no. So what happens if you're so busy? You're saying, Lee, we're so busy. There's no way we can go outside of our service area. What's going to happen if we're going 50 miles to the west, and then our next job is at the far east of our normal service area? We got 75 miles to travel, and we get these 2-hour arrival windows. There's no way we're going to be on time. What happens? What if? You dictate your terms, guys. You dictate your terms. And if that's the case, if you're too busy in your regular service area to do a full area, if it's just you have your 25, 30-mile radius and you're too busy to go any farther out, it's time to add trucks. It's time to add crews. It's time to expand. I mentioned before, last year when I went on our yearly week-long beach trip, supposed to be week-long, it was 4 days. I got, like I said, I had to go. Beach trip with my family. In the past few years, I could stay all week. I could relax because we weren't expanding as much. We were adding trucks. Junk Doctors was growing, but it was on autopilot. I mean, I could leave town for 2 months, and I mean, Junk Doctors were great. I haven't worked on Junk Doctors other than pay a few bills. Yesterday, I haven't worked on Junk Doctors in probably 2 or 3 weeks. And then we started JRA for expansion, to expand. So that keeps you motivated, it keeps you interested. I don't like going up to the beach and feeling like, man, I like that feeling. I got to get back to it. I got to get back on. I got to get back in the mix, in the activity. And a lot of people, they get to a certain size, you get 1, 2 trucks, especially when you get 3, and you're making pretty good money. If you build your business right, if you build it the JRA way, you're not working. You don't have to work too hard. You've got a manager in place. Everything's coming good. You got great money coming in. It's running on autopilot, and it's easy not to expand at that point. Or you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. You're a one truck operation. You're afraid to hire people. You're on the truck. You're on every single job, and you're afraid to expand. And that's the reason you can't get in that larger service area, guys. You got to grow. You got to grow a pair. You got to get inspired, and you got to get out there and want to expand. If not, you're just setting yourself up for failure long term. You need to, you're setting yourself up to lose interest. You're setting yourself up. If you get injured, you can't work. So expand. If you're not growing, you're shrinking. There's no in between. There is absolutely no in between. Have expansion on your minds at all times, guys. We got a new phone number here. We'll post it on this video. I can't remember what it is. You can always call our main Junk Doctors number, 919-466-9322. I think our new number is 919-617-1975. 919-617-1975 for JRA. We'll stick that in the description. Just double check the description before you give us a call. Our new website is junkra.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We always enjoy putting out a lot of great useful content. Hope that you found this video useful. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk to you real soon.